Beezerker! Alright. September 19th, 2014, and Scotland just voted for their independence today. So I guess tomorrow, maybe you got the news ahead of me, but I only listen to the news when it hits me at random. So I guess I might hear about it tomorrow. Maybe you heard about it today. We'll see what happened. So, Brew Dog. Stout aged in Isle of Arran whiskey barrels. The Paradox Isle of Arran, product of Scotland. Okay, this is 10% alcohol by volume, people, so I'm guessing, assuming that this is going to be basically an imperial stout, aged in whiskey barrels. And I'm not familiar with this Isle of Arran. I'm not sure if that's like around the Isle of Wight, or if this is some, if this is a British Isle, or what exactly is going on there. I'm just not familiar, so if anyone knows, post comments. And I'm drinking with my favorite motherfucking robot, R2D2. R2 is being converted into a kegerator right now, so I've stripped out my whole mini fridge. All the lines are bent, hoping everything stays tight and we're not going to have any Freon leaks. It's all going in underneath with a nice hollow spot. So special thanks to Alex from Nova Scotia for donating me this pop cooler that he got from the grocery store, which was a Pepsi cooler at one time, and is now being modified to be my kegerator. So if you want to see those videos, they should be coming up shortly. And I'm excited because I looked at kegerator videos and no one's got an R2D2 kegerator, just Beerzerker. So, alright. Okay, so, foam is rising. There's absolutely no carbonation in there. I was worried, you know, is this going to be okay kind of thing? Well, it better be. Because I was pretty psyched. We got carbonation, so I guess it was sealed, but there was no real buildup of carbonation. I don't know if that's normal for this product or not. Well, there is a very minimal head. That's building up. I think we're okay. The cap may have not been too tight. That is the cap. Some bigger bubbles than I was expecting, but it's very dense near the bottom, so... Well, I basically smell like a Russian Imperial Stout here. Of course, do you really need me to give you a color shot here? It's black. Yes, indeed. Oh, whoa, whoa. Okay, we're picking up some interesting flavors here. Must be from those whiskey barrels. Cool. Well, this beer has no shortage of flavor. We'll just say that. Being a 10% stout, I mean, come on. It's already about as packed as it's going to get. Now it's coming out of a whiskey barrel. So that can only add to more flavor. So I'm picking up a lot of raisin in the aroma. Just major raisin. It's not just subtle, it's screaming raisins. Yeah, I did that. Well, for 10%, I think it's a little bit more on the drinkable side than you, especially coming out of a whiskey cask. Yeah, just raisins. Absolutely. Unmistakable in the aroma and in the flavor a bit. Mostly in the aroma. Screaming raisins. That's it. A bit of tanginess in the back, but it's not too fruity. It's not like an overly malty Belgian or something. And a little bit of sweetness there, but it is quite dry in the mouthfeel for sure. The sweetness, I may be confusing that with the maltiness. A little bit of prune, a little bit of date, quite a bit of raisin, a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of coffee. Pretty basic. It's Russian Imperial. As for the whiskey flavors, you're pulling out that, I don't know if you've ever had Swish before. My brother had a Swish we made out of a black velvet. Well, he made. I just tasted it and I thought it was fucking awesome. And I don't typically not too into hard shit, but black velvet's pretty disgusting whiskey. And he got his hands on a black velvet barrel, and so he put water in it, rolled it around for several months, and then drained that out, and we put it in a bottle, and we drank it, and it was amazing. So putting beer in a whiskey cask is an excellent idea, generally. All right. Raisiny, pruny mouthfeel. I'm not really. You're pulling out maybe a little bit of it's hard to tell what char is coming from the whiskey, what char is coming from the imperial stout grains. But and how much booziness is coming from the whiskey, and how much booziness is coming from being 10% ABV. So it's really hard to decipher. I'm sure that those flavors are attributing to it. I'm sure that's why it's tasting so raisiny, and they're like a little bit extra barbecued and stuff like that. But trying to separate those flavors in a 10% Russian Imperial Stout is for some sommelier or whatever, those wine guys or something. I don't know. I'm trying my hardest here. Great, just layer of creaminess. You can't see it, but it's like just like white cream, like from like on your coffee across the top of this, where the head is gone. But there's just this layer of white, if you want to call it scum or whatever. But this goes down not too bad for an imperial. It's not sickly malty. It's not overly heavy. It's not overly complex either. It's just real. It's silky and creamy and smooth. So it's got great texture. So I don't know what this stuff is worth in the UK per bottle. Something like this, but a Russian Imperial Stout in a 355 or whatever this is. 11.2 fluid ounces. So, I don't know. I'll give it a rate for beer overall. Damn. Well, it's not exactly my bag, but it is pretty damn delicious. I'm really enjoying this beer. I'm gonna say it's 9.5 out of 11. I mean, I'm sure you could get one of these a little bit better for sure, but it's definitely nothing to sneeze at. It's an excellent beer. It's not shit. That's just the only one I've had for them, so it's pretty hard to scoop a Russian Imperial Stout because there's so much shit in there. It's gotta usually taste good, but it's a fine recipe, and I think that it's a big bonus for these guys is making a beer like this that's quite drinkable. I think if you're gonna step to a Russian Imperial Stout, you want to step to something not any more malty than this to begin with, and then unless you really love overly malty beers, because then you're not getting the wrong impression that they're all like that or whatever. So start out lighter and then go heavier. Generally a good rule. So 9.5 out of 11. That's a respectable rate, and I think that this is a fabulous beer. Beerzerker. And we'll find out tomorrow whether Scotland gains its independence.